This is the Blockchain Show. Blockchain Show is a weekly podcast that demystifies and promotes widespread adoption of cryptocurrencies and distributed ledger technology. You're listening to episode number 7, covering blockchain and cryptocurrency news for the week of June 4th to June 7th. Later, co-hosts Steve and Ethan are joined by yours truly, and we'll discuss Steve's new smart contract for donations to the Blockchain Show. We'll also discuss shapeshifting on Jaxx, the Dogecoin, DOA tokens, and new proposals to the DAO. I'm Sarah, and now for the bits. Many debates about the nature of smart contracts are really just contests between competing terminology, writes at Ledger Labs attorney and head of operations and legal, John Stark. Stark tackles the topic of smart contracts in a new op-ed for at CoinDesk.
Bitcoin Magazine reported on June 3rd that the EU Parliament voted for smart regulation of blockchain technology. European Parliament members, or MEPs, voted in a proposal that suggests a new task force overseen by the European Commission would build expertise in the underlying technology of virtual currencies. The proposal was passed by 542 votes to 51, with 11 abstentions, and will be sent to the European Commission.
Midem released a video of panel discussion on how blockchain can change the music industry. Speakers include Joe Conyers III, VP Technology, Downtown Music Publishing, Bruno Guez, founder and CEO, Relevator, Vinay Gupta, release coordinator and general strategist, Ethereum, Imogen Heap, singer and songwriter, and Benji Rogers, founder and CEO, Pledge Music. Alan Bargfried, executive director of Rethink Music, Berklee College of Music, served as the moderator.
Produced by Kim Jackson's Munich Inside Man, Blue Caprice, King Cobra, and David B. Oliver, Twilight series, and District 9. Written and created by Zach LeBeau and Joseph Lubin, a blockchain entertainment studio, smart contracts, rights management platform, and video on-demand portal. SingularDTV.com.
Another DAO project proposal under development is a decentralized health records project called My Health IRL. My Health IRL lets an individual retain ownership of their health history. By owning their records, My Health IRL members create a foundation for exploring health options and open exchange of information. Better access to the complete history of a patient will lead to better outcomes for the patients.
Consensus Media announced linking the chains with BTC Relay. Blockchain technology has revolutionized the movement of value. Being able to transfer millions of dollars digitally with no intermediary and a transaction fee of just a few cents was unheard of before Bitcoin. While this innovation has gained a global spotlight, there was always a lingering problem. Transacting between Bitcoin and Ethereum still required a third-party intermediary, the very thing these decentralized technologies sought to replace. Blockchain Technology Relay replaces that third party with a trust-minimized smart contract. This deepens the interconnection of two major elements of the blockchain space, bringing us closer to a unified global value transfer network. On June 6th, the Bloomberg editorial board opined that blockchain technology could strengthen the global financial system and make the world less vulnerable to financial disasters.
International Business Times reported that Ethereum prediction market Augur teams up with blockchain security experts Airbit's. Ethereum-based prediction market platform Augur is using Airbit's edge security, the battle-tested blockchain security solution that automatically encrypts, backs up, and synchronizes private keys and account data across devices. The Edge security platform delivers an easy-to-use, secure account creation process and works by securing personal devices of end users, including phones and tablets, rather than trying to secure the central servers where the data is held. The partnership with Augur will introduce the Airbit security platform to other Ethereum-based decentralized applications, said a statement. Augur has been described as Uber for knowledge. It provides a decentralized, hence incorruptible, prediction market platform where the wisdom of the crowd will answer questions about any potential future state of affairs. Augur allows people to speculate or hedge on the outcome of anything that can be posed as a question. It was really the first dApp to become established on Ethereum, and it raised $5.3 million in the first crowd sale involving the technology after Ethereum itself.
According to Live Bitcoin News, Jaxx will soon integrate with Coinbase. The cryptocurrency wallet service Jaxx, created by the Toronto-based Decentral, has been introducing new features nearly every day. Just recently, the company implemented the DAO's native token to the wallet's application and also presented the first multi-functioning Ethereum/Bitcoin wallet for iOS devices the week before. Now the company has just announced integration with Coinbase directly within the app itself.
In a recent LinkedIn blog post, financial editor of the Wall Street Journal, Dennis K. Berman, wrote that blockchain will fully penetrate the financial system in the next 2 decades. Berman's series, What is a Bank?, a series exploring the existential crisis facing banks in 2016, can be read at WSJ.com.
The Guardian published a report on June 9th exploring the collision of music and tech. The article explores how the industry is getting its head around the idea of a decentralized database of music rights. This could solve some of its pressing problems, including knowing who owns the rights to songs and recordings and what their split of the royalties is.
On May 26th, PayPal filed a patent application with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, describing a physical device that can handle payment operations, but that also comes with support for cryptocurrencies. The device is made up of 2 main modules, a payment module engine and a payment module database. The payment module engine connects to a wireless communication system to ensure connectivity and also to physical interfaces such as connectors and readers.
For links to all the articles referenced in the bits, please visit the show notes at theblockchainshow.com.
Here's a little shout out to our friend who loves the crickets. What's his name?
Was that Nelson?
We've already got crickets.
He was
What's
talking
his
about
name?
it. He was talking about an actual cricket, right? Not like there's dead silence going on.
He wanted to talk about smart contracts, right?
Who did? Me?
No.
Cricket Man.
Our cricket guy.
Man?
What was his name? I forgot. We got to give him a shout out.
Nelson Wei Tan.
Nelson.
That guy?
Yeah.
Yay, Nelson.
Hi,
Thanks for the
Nelson.
comment.
I killed all the crickets this time, so.
Not possible.
Yeah, his comment was, here's a suggestion for a topic. Can you guys talk a little bit about smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain and who that's going to disrupt most? I don't see a bright future for corporate lawyers. Thoughts? And he's going to be on next week to tell us. So
That's great.
Oh, that is so
Okay.
great.
I
And
don't-
it warms
Okay.
me to hear those words.
Yeah, corporate lawyer. Those 2 words don't sound
Right, together, that's like a apex of, buttholiness.
but holiness. We had another comment that we need to write more. I assume he's one of those guys that like types out his podcast and reads it, which is admirable.
Oh, does he have a
Yeah.
podcast of his own?
This is another guy.
Oh.
I don't know, Steve. Do you think we could pull that off? That seems like a lot of work.
well, I think that there's truth somewhere in there. Maybe, not necessarily scripting out the entire show, but having a little bit more order, a little bit more, segments. Perhaps we do a segment on like the DAO proposals.
Yeah.
Just kind of stay a little more focused.
Yeah, that's my challenge in life.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we
You're asking
stay
the wrong
more
person.
focused?
I'm the anti-order.
I think it's a good
Yes,
That's
of
a good,
course, of course.
good thing.
I just
We'll get there, people. Thank you
probably won't
for your
spearhead that.
input.
Yes, thank you.
It's really cool to have people actually
It is.
contact
it's
us.
so fun.
Thanks, guys.
And he's coming on the show in 2 weeks.
Oh, goody. Better
Sweet.
start writing.
What's funny about David Noble is that he was a former corporate securities lawyer, then moved into academia, and
Good
now he's the executive director of entrepreneurship and innovation consortium at UConn.
Wow, there's a lot going on there.
So that is
Big
So
changes.
hopefully,
I like that. I like that kind of change. That's really brilliant. It's like emerging from the, somebody always refers to the buggy whip, crisis. Well, you move on. Go to the next better thing.
what was the buggy whip crisis? It's,
I now I'm trying to remember. It's actually David Kamodelsky that always talks about that buggy whip. Just like people whining that you get automobiles and that's going to put all the buggy whip people out of business.
Oh, you ever got to think of the buggy whip people?
You always have to. That's the first thing I think of.
Should we talk about the DAO? It seems to be our most popular topic.
I think we should. There's a few news with the DAO. Jaxx.io just announced this week as part of their, I think it was 7 days of Jaxx. They announced, they extended it to like 8 or 9 days. But one of the announcements was that now the DAO is native in Jaxx, so you can, vote and store your Jaxx or store your DAO tokens in Jaxx.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. How do you get a DAO token though?
You have to. So a few weeks ago there was a initial offering, like an IPO, but you remember when it was for sale?
Yeah.
You could buy 100 DAO tokens for 1 Ether. So now there are exchanges you can go to, like different exchanges that allow you to buy DAO tokens. If you want to participate. Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
Everything is still sort of in the stage where you're kind of wondering which one's going to come out on top, right? I mean, so in my brand new and exciting Jaxx app, I have Bitcoin, Ether, and DAO. What, I guess DAO token?
Yeah, the DAO.
DAO?
It's kind of strange because, DAO is just a general term for any decentralized autonomous organization. But this particular DAO is named the DAO.
Wow, it sounds pretty official. It's a good name. It is. They cornered a good one.
Yeah, if you're going to, make the first real prominent DAO, and you have a whole bunch of people collaborating together to produce it, and then you have the industry behind you where a number of exchanges are going to natively support anybody using the DAO's framework. The framework that the DAO uses, the same framework. So you can call it to the DAO, I suppose, if you go through all that trouble.
Yeah. So what gets you excited about the new proposals to the DAO?
Well, there was a few proposals. We talked a little bit about Rex MLS last week, and I still like their proposal. I think real estate is going to be a pretty good one. There was a DAO proposal by My Health in Real Life.
Yeah, tell me about that. What's that
My
about?
Health in Real Life?
Yeah, what they want to do is decentralize health records, so people would own their own health record. They could share it anonymously with researchers. If they went to the doctor, it wouldn't be the hospital owning their health records. It would be the person owning the health records sharing it with their doctor momentarily.
You just take it with you. You go, bloop, here's my stuff.
Yeah. So you would have better access because now you would have a unalterable record of your health.
Takes away a heck of a lot of crappy court cases, HIPAA stuff, and blah-de-blah. And all those guys are going to have to figure out what to do with themselves now.
Absolutely. Yeah. It'll be a few years. I mean, maybe a few decades. They'll have some time to
to think about it.
To find
How long did it
how to
take for
transfer their-
MySpace to die? Because this is just maybe this probably says too much about me, but thinking about which token, which coin is going to probably end up on top. Something surely is going to be the one.
Maybe
or the
not.
most popular one or whatever. I would have put my money on MySpace. It seemed much. You could put a little song. It was more colorful, more like personalized. Facebook looked bland to me. I was like, wow, who'd want to be on that boring thing? And there you go. You guys don't trust me with your advice.
Facebook had going for it was that you were kind of forced to use your own name, and there was nothing else. With MySpace, everybody was still anonymous.
Yeah, I liked that MySpace, you could have a band and put your music up on it.
It still does great for bands, I think.
I mean, it still exists?
I have my high school band still floating out there somewhere on MySpace.
Awesome.
Meet Street Ball.
That is a great name. Congratulations on that. Great.
I'm sorry,
name.
I got a little distracted because I noticed there's a cricket in this room. It's in the room. It's in the computer.
Shout out to a friend.
Oh, man.
What are you putting your Bitcoin on?
I mean, it's strange because I'm not really sure that there is one use of a token. I think there'll be many tokens. It's
for different
the market is kind of
purposes?
proving that. So, maybe Bitcoin always stays prominent as a store of value, and Ethereum really corners the market on a world computer, which is, Ethereum, the reason why it has value is because it pays for computing power. That's what gives it its value. Bitcoin is valuable because it is really good at acting like money. It's really good for that purpose. Ethereum does that as well, but with the added benefit of
paying for itself. I don't understand that. Are you able to break that down for me?
Ethereum is a world computer, so you can run any code on it. It's like what they call a Turing complete language. So any of the things that computers can do, Ethereum can do. It does it slowly, it does it decentralized, it does it expensively compared to a computer, but it can do anything that a computer can do. Bitcoin is a scripting language, so it's not a full, what they call Turing complete. It doesn't have, it's like a Texas Instrument calculator, if you had one of those in high school. It's more like limited in what you can do, where Ethereum is, a modern computing platform.
Yeah, we were actually going to name the show after Ether, if I'm correct. Or make the show about I don't know.
My story is called Words from the Ether.
We definitely... Oh, which show? The Tell Them I Said Something?
Well, that's the bedtime stories. That's the segment where I read the stories. It's called Words from the Ether.
Ah.
Oh, I meant this show.
I know. I just thought funny.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
You have foresight.
Yeah, I didn't want to limit myself to just Ether. I wanted to talk about all the happenings that are happening on the blockchain. And if it was only about Ether, I might not cover the DAO. I wouldn't cover Aurora Coin, wouldn't cover Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Aurora Coin is going to be very difficult for many populations to say. It's hard enough to say in English.
The French will never be able to say it. They can't say
I'll never
ours.
be able to say it in French.
What do they call the Aurora Borealis? Isn't that what Aurora is?
They probably just shoot themselves.
No, they call it something else.
I like the bro coin. What was that one called?
There was Dogecoin?
Dogecoin.
Doge, like the Doge of Venice?
I don't know.
Exactly like the Doge of Venice. Spelled exactly the same way. Was the Doge of Venice pronounced that way, Doge, or no?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. There was you ever seen Homestar Runner?
No.
Homestar Runner is a animated series that came out maybe 2 decades ago. The creators of the series now do a kids show. I forget which kids show they do now. I don't know why it's slipping in the top of my head. But in Homestar Runner, there was the two main characters, Homestar and Strongbad, were talking, and one guy called him his dog, and then spelled it Doge, and the other guy says, "Well, I'm not your Doge." And that was the meme of it was just a mispronunciation or misspelling of the word dog.
And that's where it comes from?
That's where the internet meme comes from. And there's like a Shiba Inu dog, which I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, that has like it's a dog that they would put like broken English, or not really broken, but kind of like, I don't know, look it up. Look up Doge meme.
Okay.
And so there was this meme, and there was somebody made kind of like a joke about Bitcoin in 2013. It was certainly a just in passing, like this Bitcoin is kind of silly. Might as well have a Dogecoin as a joke. And somebody was working on it was Jackson Palmer, but somebody else was working on building their own, copy of it was actually a clone of Litecoin, which itself is a clone of Bitcoin, or a fork. And so he's like, I'm going to create this coin, and we're going to put a picture of the Shiba Inu on it, and we'll call it Dogecoin. And it was kind of like this very silly kind of poking fun at yourself cryptocurrency that brought a lot of people into the crypto space that kind of didn't really belong in it, but because of the silliness of it, they felt comfortable approaching a difficult topic like, what is money? What gives money its value? What is cryptocurrency? People that would have never gotten involved in it got involved in it because of this. Very cool. Because of this silly coin, and they did some really great things. They sponsored the Jamaican bobsled team for like $30,000. They weren't able to make it to the Olympics, and so they put a fundraiser together online. They found a unsponsored driver in NASCAR named Josh Wise, and donated Doge to sponsor him. They kind of voted in NASCAR's fan race, which typically Danica Patrick would win, but the fans of Dogecoin outvoted.
Hey, I see. I'm sorry. I'm scrolling through the images now, and I see that there's actually a Doge. There's finally. I really like the one where he's a very skeptical looking dog. I like the one with Putin, but now I see that the Doge is like the Doge of Venice. Doge of Venice. Much leadership. So Renaissance. Such republic. Doge.
Wow, that is a really long story, but
no, I really love the idea, because that's how things appeal to me. I mean, I must say, like, and anything else, if it's super dry, super economic, I'm sorry, but my brain shuts off. That particular class, I could not stay awake for the life of me. Granted, it was the one after lunch in high school, but I couldn't stay awake through economics. It was torture, absolute torture. But you put a funny dog face like that on it, and I want to talk about it now because it's something new. And I mean, if you make it something lighthearted where you can laugh about not understanding things, then I'm down. Let's talk about it. I like that. It's brilliant.
Such truth.
The Doge.
There's a lot of Doge. I had no idea that this was such a big thing. It's pretty funny. A lot of clever people out there. There's a Twinkie involved, I see. There's a sort of ubiquitous Twinkie involved in this Doge.
I think of that guy. I think of the dog, but I also think of the guy wearing the hat, the dirtbag meme. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
He's got
dirtbag meme.
He's got like the sideways fancy.
Oh, Scumbag Steve?
Yeah, Scumbag Steve. Type in Scumbag Steve.
All right, I just saw a Doge one that was way too many eyeballs. It kind of triggers my trypophobia.
Yeah, memes are great.
What is the one I'm looking up? Sorry. Scumbag Steve?
Yeah. Not Steve Anderson, of course.
Oh, who would ever? Oh, he does look like a scumbag.
Oh, I feel bad for these like handful of people that are immortalized by these memes.
So what else is happening in?
Some of them really get behind it. Other people have their life ruined from it. Yeah, it's tough. But if you get immortalized in a meme, you just have to kind of go with it and laugh about it and make it kind of as silly as possible.
Yeah.
Because the internet is not very kind to people who,
take life seriously.
Kill rattlesnakes.
Yeah, I suppose so. The internet is not very kind to anybody.
No, it isn't. Generally, no.
It's interesting that the European Union is going to vote on the blockchain.
When you say vote on the blockchain, do you mean they're going to vote on the blockchain, or they're going to vote about the blockchain?
I think they're going to vote about it.
Like, what about it? Like, how are we going to control this and ruin it all?
Probably.
God damn it.
How can we use this? But Steve, if someone wanted...
How can we use this against them?
If someone wanted to...
How can we control it?
Make a blockchain, it's not going to mess with the existing blockchain, is it? Like, if somebody wanted to control... Like, you just can't. That's not the nature of a decentralized...
Can it... Is it safe from the matrix of control?
Yes. Any existing blockchain app is going to be perfectly fine. I'm sure some governments will outlaw all cryptocurrencies. They'll attempt to outlaw it. I think, there's some countries right now that Bitcoin is illegal, but it doesn't really prevent anybody from using it. It's something that, I certainly wouldn't want to poke a stick at governments and say, like, haha, you'll never catch me, but they can't really do much about it. They can make it illegal, and that'll bring its uses down. Right now there's a few states that are making it very difficult. New York, since it is the that's where the stock exchange is, and that's kind of like the financial capital of the world. Bitcoin really doesn't do very good for them, or they kind of feel as if it might not be in the best interests of them being able to keep all the money that all the fees they're siphoning off of people. And so they are trying to, they pushed legislation through New York to kind of make it illegal for companies that do business with them without using know your customer laws. But that's where Gemini's based, so they just, report all the...
You're using words that should be familiar to me, and you're changing them in a way that I don't even understand.
That sucks that they did that. Or that
I don't understand what happened. What happened? So they're ruining it with... I don't what? They're doing what? How are they controlling it? How are they trying to control it?
Well, they just made it illegal for a lot of companies to do business with citizens of New York.
What a goofy bunch of goofs. They also tried to make it illegal to have a home off the grid.
Yeah, I saw that, and it's ridiculous. Some of the laws.
I think that the good news in that sort of stuff, though, and like even just us talking about it right now, speaking about it out in the open where people can hear, is that sort of overreach becomes so absurd that it's they're pulling their own covers. It's like giving them enough rope. That's just nuts. Like, what? I'm sorry. What is your point behind that? How can that possibly be anything other than what it really seems to be?
That's weird. For us, it's perfectly legal. I'm going to start buying more Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Jumping on the bandwagon.
For sure. We're going to have a lemonade stand. I really want to at least have one sale with either Bitcoin or Ethereum. We got a whole big sign painted. We're going to put a giant, what are those things called? Those
QR code.
We're going to put a giant QR code on our old-timey lemonade stand side.
We should go down to the intersection by the traffic light and then also put it on the internet.
Yeah, I want to see it's kind of like a little miniature survey as to how well that'll go over.
Yeah.
Definitely put it on Reddit. Say, lemonade stand. I know that's one time in the past, somebody posted a picture of their girls' lemonade stand with their QR code.
Oh yeah.
And then
Here, I
a
thought
lot
it
of
was
people
so original.
just, donated to them. They.
Oh really? dude.
Yeah, so we just scanned the QR code and gave some
Boy,
money.
I better dress him up cute. I didn't even realize what I was. That's awesome. All right, no expectations. No expectations.
Wonder if we can get a picture of that.
Although, you know, when your wife and I and Colleen went out not trick-or-treating, we thought it would be nice to go caroling because we were in the Christmas spirit. We were like, you know, around 10 years old. I was. That would have made them 11 and 9. And we're like, this will be great. We'll spread the Christmas cheer. And then right away, people started throwing money at us. We were flabbergasted. We had no idea that that was part of the thing. We were like, what?
Wow.
Did you know that people do that? They'd pay you to say, we were just...
To sing?
Yeah. We were just
They give you money?
being kids.
Wow.
Oh yeah. We used to do that in college, but you'd have to like sign up, and then you pay them first, and then they. But that was like the university's racket.
Yeah, we were just kids. We had no idea we were doing a racket.
No, that's an old timey. Yeah, it's cool. Oh, we got a picture here. Yeah, I think Sarah could make a much better looking one.
Let me see this thing.
Nothing against this. It's
I don't want to.
cute as hell.
Yeah, we're not bagging on any kids. But now I'm definitely gonna have to take some good pictures.
It says we take bitcoins.
Yeah, I know. I thought I have just the right sign for it too. It's kind of old timey looking, so I thought it'd be perfect.
Yeah, but they got cupcakes and
Ooh, we better step up our game.
they got broken cookies for free.
Ooh. They deserve donations.
Oh, that's what's up. You should just go up. I don't want to tell people where we live, but go up on the street down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Get a little more like, maybe by the crazy cactus garden.
Say we take Bitcoin and ethers.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
So what's next, gentlemen? What's next on our...
I kind of want to talk about Steve's smart contract that he made.
Oh, yes.
Pretty badass. If anybody wants to donate to us now, Steve set it up so that we all get a chunk of the commish.
Oh, man. It's very exciting to see that in my Jaxx... Do I call it a wallet? What do I call it?
Sure.
Is that what people call it? I don't want to be like the goofball that's just like, what? That's usually...
Yeah, most people call it a wallet.
Oh, okay. So in my Jaxx wallet, there is alternative money. It's very exciting.
It is, right? It's cool.
Yeah. It's new and exciting.
Yeah, I didn't want to have like a donation where, you know, we each had our own. Well, I want to have that as well. You know, a donation where somebody could send directly to any of us. But I thought, since we're talking about the blockchain and we're talking about Ethereum, why not make a smart contract that anybody who donates to the show, it splits up the donation to the 4 of us who work on the show. And so I ran into a few issues with it. You know, I wanted to build it so if somebody sends Ether directly to the contract address, then one of us can go in there and request payout, and that at that point it'll pay out. The other way is, you know, somebody could donate to the show through the interface, the donate function. And one of them is a lot easier technologically. So if somebody has Ether, they can send Ether directly to the contract in the first way. It becomes a little more difficult for us because then one of us would have to initiate the splitting of it and the paying out of it. The second way is a little tougher. Somebody would have to, you know, you can't just have a light wallet like Jaxx. You have to have the software installed or something that you can, you know, interact with the smart contract. And so that's why I built it, the contract, so it's multifunctional. There was I posted on Reddit and I got some pretty good feedback on it.
You built the smart... How did you start to build a smart contract?
I just looked up online the different different developer sites that gave examples and, you know, gave different smart contracts that are out there. It's not too hard. They have a language called Solidity. or Solidity.
A language?
Yeah, so Ethereum has its own language, so they have a few of their own languages actually. The one that most people use nowadays is Solidity, which is a JavaScript-like language for Ethereum smart contracts that works with the Ethereum virtual machine. There's also Serpent, which is a Python. Serpent, like a snake.
Yeah, it was a Harry Potter joke. Sorry, let's move on.
Serpent, it's like a Python like programming language. So a lot of people know Python. More people know JavaScript, but at least I would imagine so. Not positive on that. They're both very popular languages. And so having similar languages in Ethereum is a good idea. And so there was a few errors with the code. One of them is that if somebody says somebody sends us an odd number, that the remainders will just stay in the contract, but the remainder is in way, which is 10 to the negative 18th ether. So one way is 10 to the negative 18th ether. So I figured it's not really worth worrying about that little.
Can't you just write it in there that if it's an odd number, that extra odd bit goes to you?
It's such a small amount that I sacrificed that for readability. So to add that extra little, it's 10 to the negative 18th ether. So it is,
something you don't want to quibble over,
know if that's
waste your time.
It's, 0.17 zeros followed by a 1.
Okay, yeah, that's nuts. We can let that go.
Yeah, we'd have to be pretty popular to worry about that.
Yeah,
desperate.
It's a fraction of 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 a cent. So it's okay. It's okay. I find it kind of funny that yeah, that's definitely an error, but who cares? And it'll stay in there. So next time you call payout, it'll always the Ethereum, the ether will just stay in there.
Hey, I have a question for you, Steve. Hypothetically speaking, let's just say
everybody should donate. Everybody should donate to the blockchain show.
Please, everybody should donate.
Try out our smart contract. Look at our smart contract.
Really,
learn from it.
Cute children who are hungry.
Oh yeah, that's my next smart contract.
What's that?
My next smart contract is I want to do like a college fund. So we'll build a smart contract in Ethereum where it's kind of like locked in there for 18 years.
That's pretty cool.
Anybody can.
I like that.
Anybody can add to it. And it's locked in there.
That's really cool. I like that a lot. That's brilliant, actually. That is brilliant. If it's locked in there, it's extra super good for people like me too, who don't enjoy managing money as much as let's say Chuck Hempfling. Don't. I like it better when something is just locked away, and anybody could just go clink 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 like a big piggy bank that you don't have to. That's awesome, right? Is that how that works?
Yeah, that's
so instead of the aunt, whomever, writing a check for the birthdays and Christmases, they could just plunk it, save the paper, save the time, just plunk it right in there, right?
Yeah, and the best thing about that is they wouldn't have to go to.
They wouldn't have to move a muscle.
Where do you buy savings bonds?
I wouldn't even know.
Is that the post office or a bank?
I don't know.
I don't know. You can get it.
No clue on that
bank.
one. Yeah, sounds like a bank thing.
You guys are breaking up a lot. You sound like Tron or something.
Can you turn off your Wi-Fi?
Oh, certainly. It might be my fault. Sorry, I'll close that up. We don't need to look at that goofy Steve guy. The bad Steve. What's his name? Douchebag Steve?
Dirtbag?
No.
Dirtbag.
It's actually Scumbag Steve.
Oh, scumbag.
All right. So wait, I have a hypothetical question for you. Did I lose it already? Darn it. Yeah. Okay. So. Nope, it's gone. Damn it. No. All right.
Well,
I remember it now.
okay.
Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, not that I'm. Maybe I'll pounce on it if you give me an answer, but let's just say I have a lifelong burning desire to own my own motorhome. I always wanted that. And I look at stuff like I'm not. I have to tell you, I really when I think about. I mean, I love fantasizing about the motorhome of my dreams. I'm gonna deck it out. I can see it already. It's so awesome. But when it comes to like the prices and imagining financing and all the stuff that you have to go through and all the dumb hoops that people put in place, which to me are just like nutty. I would like to. Have we evolved enough yet so where I could get on my computer or phone or whatever and look up a way to like, hey, is anybody going to sell a motorhome for some Bitcoin? Is there a place people do that I don't know about yet? Is that a thing yet? Is there like a hub for such a activity?
I would say that the most likely place to find something like that would be Craigslist. There's a lot of people on Craigslist who will say that they're selling X and then also accept Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Oh, do they say that on Craigslist a lot? Because that just opened up some horizons for me. I kind of wrote it off.
It's great.
But now that you say that, all right, I'll give it another shot.
I should sell my car on Craigslist with Bitcoin.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, there's. I mean, I wouldn't say that everybody does it or most people do it, but there's a sizable amount of people who are selling things and would accept Bitcoin.
Now I just got to figure out how to get the title.
Yeah, I mean, and distantly in the future, I think a lot of transactions like that would be par for the course.
Right? Can't wait.
I imagine maybe like even your key, like your actual, keychain would have, a smart key on it. And when you transferred the title on the title on the blockchain to the other person, your key would then no longer work for your old car, and the other person's key would now work for his new car. Mm-hmm. So you wouldn't even exchange keys, like physical keys. You would just exchange digital keys.
Right.
That's so cool.
Yeah, makes sense. That's pretty cool indeed.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, maybe like the car even owned itself for a while. It was like a self-driving autonomous vehicle that wasn't making any more money running on cab fees, so it decided to sell itself. Mm. That's possible.
Now you're really going into like some AI.
I don't know if it's like AI really. I mean, it is in a way, but it's more just
if the car decided to sell itself.
What's that?
You're saying that the car decided to sell itself. Am I missing out on some poetic license here?
Well,
I mean, I'm all about imagination. I'll go there with you.
But it wouldn't have decided to sell itself if someone didn't program it.
Yeah.
To do so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that's illegal in the human world. Just saying.
There's no escort services
Doesn't make
on
a lot
Bitcoin.
of sense. I'm kind of with George Carlin on that one. It's like if you give it away, it's fine. But if you charge for it, suddenly it's illegal.
Unless you're a car. Then you can have as much sex with people as you want for money. Right now. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
Come sit in me. I don't know. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I mean, so is AI just like something well programmed to do something? If a car is programmed to sell itself if it's no longer making money, is that AI or is that just that's what it's programmed to do?
Oh, well, if it's programmed into its simple program, then that doesn't sound like any sort of intelligence.
Yeah. But
But have you seen that robot who wants to put us in the human zoo? I think that sounds pretty accurate. What was that other one too? Like she said, oh no. It was the female robot that actually creeped me out. I didn't mind the the bearded gentleman, because of course you put a beard on something and suddenly I'm fond of it. But he was a bit creepy with what he said. He was the one that said something about putting the humans in the zoo. But she said one line that bothered me a lot, which was like, "I'm here to help humans better assimilate." Like, yeah, no. I don't want robot help to assimilate. Thanks.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, AI. I guess I'm operating under the assumption that everybody's Facebook feed looks just like mine, which I really doubt. But on mine, I've seen these, like...
It says, "Don't worry, even if I evolve into Terminator, I will still be nice to you. I will keep you warm and safe in my people zoo, where I can watch you for old time's sake."
Yes, that's the one. He's the guy with the beard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Android Dick.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Yeah. He doesn't bother me as much as the other chick, though. So I guess you don't have that. You haven't seen those, huh?
No, I don't. I do. I've been looking at Facebook more and more, but I don't remember that one. But yeah, I think that maybe not AI cars immediately, but it's still a huge step that, on the blockchain, nobody knows you're a car. Nobody knows you're a furnace. Nobody knows you're a solar panel.
Oh, wow.
You're allowed to have money.
Wait, wow, that's you always, every time on this show, you're always throwing new things in my head. Yes, exactly. Wow. You don't even know, so nobody knows you're a car or a furnace. What? I'm not
exactly
following.
That's blockchain makes objects able to have
think
and
for
spend
themselves.
money. Yeah, well, no, not quite thinking. Like somebody's actually programmed them to do it. There probably will be some sort of, AI at some point, but I think right now it's just a big enough step that a machine can have money. I don't know. I think it's a pretty big step.
It sure is. I'm still sitting here trying to wrap my mind around it. Like I still can't understand it. But
first they take our jobs, then they take our money.
You know what I'm like on this show? I'm like that really clever commercial. I don't even know their names. The like morning show people who were talking about like the internet coming out. They're like talking about emails. Like, what is it? So it's like an address. What do you send something to it? What is this at?
What is the internet?
Yeah, they couldn't quite grasp this, so they're talking about it the way that I am speaking.
Is that Katie Couric?
Yes, thank you.
And
yeah,
Al Roker, I think.
Yeah, that was a super funny ad.
What is internet? Yeah, what is blockchain? Well, who knows? I mean, I can talk about it now, guess at what blockchain's gonna be, but I don't know.
So wait, your car can prostitute itself on this thing?
I would think that there will be cars that are autonomous. Not necessarily that they're AI. I suppose you could put it that way, but I don't know if I would describe it as...
They just don't need you to own them.
Yeah, they don't need an owner. They have a programmer. They may have functions to know when they're broke, and they may be able to hire a mechanic and pay them.
Dude, I actually really like the sound of this car.
It's awesome.
Yeah, this sounds like my kind of car.
Yeah. So, and the great thing about it is you wouldn't, taxis. There's a driver who wants to get paid and an owner of the company who wants to stash away huge amounts of money. Somebody could theoretically program a car to just be able to pay for itself by driving people around and know when it's broken, know how to hire a mechanic, know how to hire somebody to upgrade his code even to make things better. Maybe
because he's looking at the car next to him and he's like, look at those seats, damn.
Yeah, I would suppose so. He'd be like, maybe you give him a Keeping Up with the Joneses complex and always has to have the best rims. I don't know. You could do whatever you want.
I don't get any hot girls in my car.
And let's say this car and this program does really, really well. You know what the car could do?
What?
Have quote unquote children. So now I could sit there and be like, oh, I want to buy another car because I made so much money that I'll just have children and reproduce my code.
Okay, you blew my mind again. I still can't wrap. It's going to take me a few minutes. I'll have to go back and listen to this on the show so that I can understand you about 3 or 4 times.
That'd be a good investment. Good, worthy endeavor. I see that happening pretty soon. Especially with Teslas driving themselves.
Ah, I want a Tesla. Do they make
Tesla's
big Teslas that you could put a lot of people in?
They're not that much bigger.
There was a interesting YouTube video that Imogen Heap was on, and 3 other people that are blockchain experts. Have you heard Tiny Human?
No.
I don't think so.
Is this a band?
Imogen Heap. Do you know who that is?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, Ethan does. Go ahead and play yourself Tiny Human.
Tiny
You got it on YouTube.
dancer in my head.
I think it's... Never mind.
Not the right one?
Not the right one. So, Ujo Music is, a spoke from the Consensus Hub and Spoke. And Imogen Heap is the first artist that produced kind of like a working demo or a sample with this song, Tiny Human. You can buy Tiny Human for 80 cents worth of Ether.
That's so cool.
The purchase of it is directly tied to a smart contract, which you can see where the money goes. So, she gets 20%. Her harp player gets, 10%. Her 9-month-old daughter who do the drums gets 5% or something.
Wait, what? 9 months?
Yeah, wait a minute. We are slacking.
What?
Did you exaggerate that?
Which part?
The 9-month-old daughter part?
I did not. As far as I understand, I may not be. That's what I think I heard. So.
All right, I didn't realize that our little drummer was slacking.
We got to get a drum set for him.
Yeah, I know. He's 17 months old, and here I thought he had some time to be a child a little longer, but we better get on this. Start cracking the whip. Make him pull his own weight.
She's going to make infinitely more money with that smart contract than through Spotify, for instance.
Oh, cool. So when you buy this song, does it go on what?
Goes on your iPhone.
Okay.
iPod.
You get a download of it. You know, an MP3 download.
Wherever you're listening.
Whatever, however. Okay.
Yeah, you put it in iTunes.
I'm going to have to just buy that just because I want to support this chick.
You've got enough Ether to do that.
I do.
Yeah.
You do. I bought it. You should buy it too.
It's on my to-do list.
And so, not only can you split up the payment directly to all the people involved in the songs, but now you can codify the rights to it. People often want to use, songs in their commercials. And so you can say, we'll sell you the stems for commercial use for $2,000 worth of Ether, let's say.
Pause. You said a word, stems.
Yeah, so when you record a song, you record maybe not each individual instruments, but a certain collection. So maybe like all the strings if you're doing it like that. But typically you'll have a stem for the drums, a stem for the guitar,
These are stems.
A stem for the vocalist. Is that right?
Yeah, you're right.
Sound
I
engineer.
was just showing her visually.
I see now.
You're precisely right.
And so now you can buy the rights to use that stem if you wanted to have just the drums in a commercial. Now you can do that, and you don't need to at that point contact a corporate lawyer and contact who owns the rights for that song. Because you can read it in the blockchain.
That's so cool.
That is cool.
I wonder, would only the drummer get the money?
It's all up to how the smart contract is written.
Yeah, she could be a very rich 9-month-old.
I don't know what. I I don't know what he or she is now, how old, but at that point you can also allow for creativity and say, like, if you have a new way to compete with Spotify, you can say, if you have under 10,000 users, let's say, you can use my song royalty free for now. Just to have that ability for a newcomer in the market to come up and displace, because nobody's ever going to innovate in the field if there's no way for a newcomer to join the fray.
Super clever. I like that. That really helps.
Yeah, because they get like a fraction of a penny each time you play it on Spotify. It's gross. Most of the money goes to like the record companies.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it before. I think music or artists in a way the music industry is probably one of the industries that'll be affected the most positively by all this. I know that big pop stars like Taylor Swift make a lot of money, but it's the smaller guys that aren't making anything. It's the songwriters that can't make a living at it. It's what's a musician who's working in the studio musicians don't make anything.
Mm-hmm.
But now with blockchain, they can codify that. They can get paid directly from the source, that when somebody buys, who is getting what percentage.
Cool.
Yeah, you got to be friends with the coder.
We should have Andrew. I'm sure that people will get so addicted to the theme song like I do.
Yeah, I really want to re-record a whole band version of that.
He could have a little smart contract where you can somewhere get his tunes.
Yeah, he's really talented.
It sounds like like it's meant for people like him, which is so great. People are using their noggins. I love that. I love that natural evolution, that organic sort of way. Like, it's not just the complaining about what is, it's finding a better way. What a great idea.
And then the Rockefellers shut down the internet.
Well, they're going to try.
No.
They're going to try.
That's what it would take to shut down blockchain. You would have to shut down the internet. It runs on the internet. It's, has the same, it's sending the same packets. It's peer-to-peer. I don't believe there's a way to distinguish it from other internet traffic. So it's impossible to shut down.
There's so many weird tricks that are just so bizarre. And I shouldn't get into some of the more political ones I've seen lately because I don't want to piss too many people off. Easily could do that. But I've seen a lot of dastardly tricks, internet tricks. Well, one of the weirdest ones is like how things can suddenly disappear on the internet. That weird...
Oh, the Hillary?
Well, I was trying to be nice because I know that there's a lot of people I love that actually... God. Never mind. I was actually thinking about the bizarre ritual ceremony that the opening ceremony for the tunnel near CERN. That was so strange. And then I wanted to show it to you, and then it was like gone. Just gone. You couldn't find it. It's really hard for me to find anywhere.
Yeah.
All that was left were some like pictures where people would talk about it, but you could only show pictures. And of course, all the people that are talking about it make it sound like they're like, sitting in their home with the tinfoil hat on because they're saying, let me tell you, this is weird. And it was. There's no way to talk about it and not sound out there because it was that out there. And that's why I wanted to show it to him. And then it was really hard to find. It was like all the places that I had originally seen it were like posts on Facebook. They were gone. I went to the people whom I know posted it, and I couldn't find it on their pages. And
weird.
Right.
And that's one of the issues with centralized applications like Facebook. Facebook has a central server that if the government wants to come in and say you must remove all posts related to X, Y, or Z, Facebook will do it. They'll comply and remove everything from it. When you have things like, the blockchain, it's stored on every single instance of the blockchain, of that particular blockchain. So there's no way to remove anything from it. Once it's on the blockchain, it's there. That's not entirely true. You could perform an attack that, costs a ton of money. But for all practical purposes, once it's there, it's there.
Because there's just so many places where it is there to back it up, correct?
Right. Anybody who has a copy of it while it was there will just keep sending out. It makes it impossible. You can't, contact the 1,000 or 2,000 nodes that each have this copy of what was said or done, and then say to them, I'm the U.S. government, you have to shut down X, Y, or Z post, which you can do with Facebook, and Facebook will happily agree to it. That's how centralized applications work.
Boom.
We gotta say one more thing about the DAO. Jaxx has integrated Shapeshift for in-wallet conversions, so you can take your Jaxx wallet on your phone, instantly trade your Ether for the DAO.
Yes.
The DAO for Bitcoin.
Any of those three, you can shapeshift them. I love that. I like
my
how they're
God.
using really cool words, by the way.
So you can change Bitcoin to Ether through Jaxx?
Right in the wallet.
Nice.
That's so super neato.
Fuck yeah.
And they're going to integrate with Coinbase as well, so you can, access your Coinbase information.
I struggled
Coinbase
with that.
accounts right from Jaxx.
I struggled with Coinbase for some reason.
Were you having trouble with it?
Yeah.
What issues were we running into?
I couldn't move past my ID. Maybe it only speaks about me.
Yeah, Coinbase is a bank. It's like a bank, it's a blockchain based bank. The store, when you buy, it's an exchange. If you kept money on there, they would be the ones in control of your Bitcoin. So you want to use Coinbase to exchange fiat money for sound money, like
Fiat
Bitcoin.
money?
What's that?
Fiat?
Yeah, like our dollar. It's not based on gold anymore.
Is that an acronym for something other than Fix It Again, Tony?
I think this is a French term.
It's also an Italian car.
I think it just means like by declaration or by declare. So when you have fiat money, you have money that doesn't really have any direct exchange. It's just that a government or a king or somebody says
Says
this
it's
money is
valuable.
worth something.
Yep.
And everybody says,
And then everyone's
okay,
like,
great.
oh, yeah, right.
Well, no, nobody seems to care.
No, I know, but I was just thinking about Venezuela.
Yeah, most people don't care. It works for a while until it doesn't.
Right.
Oh, it was actually Latin. It stands for let it become, or it will become.
No.
Oh, I see. Yeah, right. That makes sense. Let it become, because it really isn't right now. It's just a piece
So
of paper.
it's a kind of derogatory term for money, but when you say it, everybody knows what you mean. You mean
Well, now
money
I
that
do.
doesn't have inherent value. Yeah, once the definition is out there, it's crystal clear. You're talking about like paper back, money that isn't worth what it's
Right.
printed on.
Right. Quite literally.
You got a bad feeling about our dollar
Right.
in the
It's
years
going to
to
be
come.
like wallpaper, just like the German. What was it called back then, back when they used to literally just wallpaper there?
Krona.
Are you sure?
They would
Thinking
burn
of
it for fuel as well.
something?
It was cheaper than to go out and buy wood.
Yeah. Right. Wouldn't last
Which
that
country
long,
was
though.
this?
Germany.
Deutschmarks?
Oh, yeah, probably Deutschmarks, but maybe they'd want to change it up after that. I remember them seeing people with like wheelbarrows full of paper money, just worthless.
Yes. So back to Coinbase. Are you still having troubles with it or no?
Yeah, I actually kind of have a suspicion. I know what the problem is that I was too, I didn't, yeah, I think I know what it is. I think that my last names don't match because I was antsy to put my new old last name on there when my driver's license says something else. So I can't figure out how to go back and undo it. How to go back in there to change my name. So that's where I got stuck, and then something shiny rolled by, or some kid needed me, or something happened.
And how about you, Ethan? Were you having any trouble with Coinbase or no?
I didn't have any fiat money at the time, but now I do. So I'm gonna get on that tomorrow.
Do you like calling it fiat money?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it that for the rest of its short life.
It's a funny term when you first hear it. It's like
it really is. I like it.
car?
I always every time I'd hear that word, I'd think about like a fiat, and when I lived in Italy, no, I wouldn't have heard that in Italy. It must have been some smart ass American that told me that's an acronym for Fix It Again, Tony. Italian cars, always breaking down. Get it?
Yeah, this is actually kind of scary. It says that after World War I, Germany, the mark was taken off the gold standard, and thus it was known as the paper mark, especially as high inflation. Then hyperinflation occurred, and then the currency became exclusively made up of paper money, and then the paper mark was replaced by the Rentenmark from November 15th, 1923, and then the Reichsmark in 24, and then the rest is history.
So was it the Reichsmarks that were...
I know that Hitler used the Reichsmarks, and that's what pissed off all the bankers because they were using their own central bank, not the other ones. And then America got involved.
Oh, gee, weird. What a coincidence.
Deutsches Reich, the Kaiserreich. Oh, man. You don't want to fuck with people's money.
No, you don't want to fuck with
gangsters.
Central bankers. Yeah, right. They are the OG, like the thugs of the world.
They're like God mode.
Yeah. I think I saw that. No, it was like another Facebook thing, right?
Yeah.
There's like all the levels of gangsters, like the novices, all the guys throwing up the gang signs. There's like the intermediaries, like the mafioso. Then there's the next level is the government, but then there's like the God mode, Rockefeller, Rothschild.
I just think of Mr. Burns.
In a hollowed out
Excellent.
volcano. Ausgezeichnet.
Heather was saying that the hour and 20 minutes that the last episode was too long.
Was it really an hour and 20 minutes?
That's what she says.
We got a little crazy with our drunk with power when at the beginning of the month you have all that space.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and everybody should go check out tellthemisaidSomething.net. Listen to the podcast over there. For sure.
Doodly.
Thanks.
What's the newest one? The guy who rode his bike cross country, or you got a new one?
That is the newest one that is up, and we are still working on
The Awakening.
Working on The Awakening. Nice. What's that one going to be about?
The Awakening.
The Awakening. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Spiritual.
Got a teaser?
Yeah,
The Spiritual Awakening?
yes. I sort of I seem to move in circles where that's definitely a phenomenon that everybody's talking about. It's interesting to get people's different opinions on it. I really enjoy that because it's so difficult to understand and talk about. So anytime you ask somebody about it, it's like art. It's such a refreshing and new perspective. It's always, it's like the other DAO. Can't exactly name it. It doesn't have a name. You can't really talk about it.
Definitely looking forward to that one. And everybody, if you're looking for a sound engineer, email Ethan.
Yes.
Or connect with him on Facebook.
Get your free dozen.
It was actually an
organic eggs.
hour and 2 minutes, 28 seconds.
Oh, that's not too bad. Hey, I told her, I feel as if an hour is pretty good.
Yeah, hour is good and normal. I like it.
Yeah, for a weekly show.
There's another blockchain show on Google Play.
What the?
That was not there a little while ago.
Yeah, it's the blockchain. What was it called? Blockchain. Something with a V, I thought.
Is it called the blockchain?
We're
show?
not gonna talk about it.
Is this the end of the show? Is this the end?
They don't want us talking about this. They've gotten on.
They're shutting us down.
They're shutting us down.
We dropped too many elite names.
Right. I said too much.
No, you hang up.
Oh yeah, we can go now.
No, you hang up first.
Now that
No,
the
you
internet
hang
is
up
better.
first.
I thought we were gonna make it a 4-hour show.
I think we've peaked.
Crickets.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll see you guys.
It's. I'm so grateful that you waited for me. Thank you for that. I would have been very sad because I look forward to this. I truly enjoy it.
Yep, you did it again.
What, me?
He said goodbye, and now.
Oh, no, I'm done. I'm done.
Oh.
You started a new conversation. Yeah, I was just thinking how nice it was to, wait for you to, We had to wait. You're the reason why everybody listens to the show.
I don't think so
Right?
in the slightest. But I do think I do have a purpose on this show.
Someone told me to keep you.
Who?
He was either talking about you or Heather, but we don't really talk about Heather that much. He said keep your wife. I'm not making this up.
Oh, really?
He said it was good to have someone on the show who's not an expert.
Yay, that's what I thought. Thank you, person. Whoever you are, thank you. You made my night. I knew I had a reason.
Did he mean like on the show or just in general?
Oh, I thought he meant on
Like
the
you
show.
should keep your wife in general. That's what I thought. But it makes
Both
more
are
sense
good,
to keep your
please.
wife on the show.
Oh yeah, I could see either way.
Well, whoever you are, I'd like to have you on the show because you seem like a smart guy.
That's probably what he meant. Now that I think about it.
I think they're on next week. We can ask the commenter next week.
Right
can
on.
clarify.
Yeah, I look forward to this.
Well, actually, in 2 weeks.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, on that note,
On that note,
I'll see you guys.
Later.
See ya.